Jacob Fatu has finally addressed one of the biggest questions WWE fans continue to ask. What exactly is his family relationship with Roman Reigns? For years, fans of professional wrestling have understood that Roman Reigns belongs to one of the most legendary wrestling dynasties in history, a family filled with champions, icons, and larger-than-life superstars who helped shape WWE into what it is today. But with Jacob Fatu becoming a bigger name in WWE and gaining more attention from fans around the world, curiosity surrounding his place in the Bloodline family tree has only grown stronger. Now, Jacob Fatu is making things clearer. For many WWE fans, the Bloodline story has become one of the most dominant and successful narratives in modern wrestling history. Roman Reigns stood at the center of that dominance as the tribal chief, leading his family faction with power, loyalty, and intimidation. Alongside him were familiar family members who played major roles in creating one of the strongest groups WWE has seen in years. Because of that success, whenever another talented Samoan wrestler appears, fans immediately begin asking whether they are connected to Roman Reigns. Jacob Fatu is one of those names that sparked massive interest. Known for his explosive in-ring style, physical dominance, and unpredictable energy, Jacob Fatu built a reputation long before arriving in WWE. Wrestling fans who followed independent promotions already knew exactly how dangerous and talented he could be. His ability to combine athleticism with raw aggression made him stand out immediately. So once his connection to Roman Reigns became part of fan discussions, attention surrounding him increased dramatically. The rumors and questions never really stopped. Fans constantly wondered if Jacob Fatu was Roman Reigns' brother, cousin, nephew, or another close family member inside the legendary Anoa'i wrestling dynasty. Social media conversations exploded every time Jacob appeared in WWE-related headlines. Some fans believed they were extremely close relatives, while others thought the connection was more distant than people realized. Jacob Fatu eventually stepped forward to explain things more clearly. According to Jacob, he and Roman Reigns are indeed family, but the relationship is more extended than many fans originally assumed. The wrestling world often refers to the Bloodline family connection as a massive network of relatives rather than immediate family members. Jacob clarified that while he and Roman share blood ties through the famous Samoan wrestling family, their exact relationship is rooted within the larger family structure rather than a close sibling-type connection. This clarification matters because WWE storytelling often blurs the lines between reality and fiction. Fans sometimes struggle to separate storyline family dynamics from real-life relationships. Inside WWE programming, family loyalty becomes a major theme, especially with Bloodline-related stories. Because Roman Reigns built much of his recent WWE career around leadership, loyalty, betrayal, and family respect, any real-life relative automatically becomes interesting to fans. Jacob Fatu's explanation helps people better understand how deeply connected the wrestling family really is. The Anoa'i family is one of the most respected dynasties in wrestling history. Over decades, members of the family helped shape multiple wrestling generations. Roman Reigns became one of WWE's biggest stars, carrying championship gold and main eventing major premium live events. But before Roman reached that level, other family members already established the dynasty through legendary careers and unforgettable moments. That legacy naturally places pressure on newer family members. For Jacob Fatu, comparisons to Roman Reigns are almost impossible to avoid. Fans constantly compare personalities, in-ring styles, charisma, and leadership qualities. But Jacob has made it clear that he wants to establish his own identity instead of simply being viewed as another version of Roman Reigns. That mindset is important. Being related to one of WWE's biggest stars can open doors, but it can also create massive expectations. Fans expect greatness immediately. Every performance gets analyzed. Every promo gets compared. Every match invites criticism from people expecting another Roman Reigns-level superstar. Jacob Fatu appears to understand that challenge completely. Rather than trying to imitate Roman, Jacob has focused on building his own reputation through intensity and authenticity. His style feels different. His presence feels unique. While Roman Reigns often carries himself with calm confidence and calculated dominance, Jacob brings unpredictability and explosive aggression. That contrast helps him stand apart even while remaining connected to the same wrestling bloodline. Still, the connection between Jacob and Roman remains impossible to ignore. Whenever family members enter WWE, questions naturally arise about future alliances, betrayals, or bloodline involvement. Wrestling fans love speculation, and WWE has a history of turning real-life family relationships into major storylines. Because of that, many fans continue wondering whether Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns could eventually stand together inside WWE programming or perhaps even become rivals. The possibility alone creates excitement. Imagine Jacob Fatu standing beside Roman Reigns in a renewed family alliance. The power and destruction that combination could create would instantly change WWE's landscape. At the same time, imagine Jacob refusing Roman's authority and challenging the tribal chief directly. The emotional weight of a family rivalry would immediately capture fan attention. That uncertainty keeps fans interested. Jacob's clarification about their family relationship may answer some questions, but it also creates new possibilities for WWE storytelling. Real-life family ties always add emotional depth to wrestling rivalries and partnerships. Audiences connect differently when real blood relationships become part of the narrative. At the center of everything is respect. Jacob Fatu clearly understands the legacy attached to his family name, and Roman Reigns understands the responsibility of representing one of wrestling's greatest dynasties. Even if their exact family relationship is more extended than some fans imagined, the connection still represents something meaningful inside wrestling culture. Family matters in WWE, especially when it comes to Samoan wrestling history. For Jacob Fatu, clarifying his relationship with Roman Reigns wasn't just about answering fan curiosity. It was about helping people understand where he fits inside a legendary wrestling family while still proving he can stand on his own as a performer. And perhaps that's the most important part of this story. Yes, Jacob Fatu is related to Roman Reigns. Yes, they share roots inside one of wrestling's most iconic families. But Jacob Fatu doesn't want to be defined only by that connection. He wants fans to recognize him for his own accomplishments, his own intensity, and his own journey inside WWE. As his career continues growing, fans will keep watching closely. The family connection to Roman Reigns guarantees attention, but what Jacob Fatu does with that spotlight will determine his future. Whether he stands alongside Roman, battles against him, or creates an entirely separate legacy, one thing is certain: Jacob Fatu's name is becoming impossible to ignore in WWE, and his connection to Roman Reigns only makes the story even more fascinating. Roman Reigns is once again standing at the center of WWE's biggest conversations, and now fans are buzzing after reports and speculation surrounding his next major championship match began gaining serious momentum. After dominating WWE for years and building one of the most unforgettable championship reigns in wrestling history, Roman Reigns remains one of the company's biggest attractions. Whether fans support him or want to see him finally fall, one thing is undeniable: when Roman Reigns enters a championship feud, the entire wrestling world pays attention. The question surrounding Roman's next major WWE Championship match has been growing louder every single week. Ever since his recent appearances and shifting alliances began creating tension inside WWE programming, fans have been desperate to know who will step forward as the next superstar bold enough to challenge the tribal chief. The answer is beginning to become clearer. Roman Reigns' next major championship showdown appears to be taking shape against one of WWE's biggest names, setting the stage for what could become another blockbuster rivalry capable of dominating headlines for weeks. WWE understands the value Roman brings to major premium live events, and whenever he competes for championship gold, expectations immediately rise. Roman's presence alone changes the energy of any event. For years, Roman Reigns established himself as WWE's unstoppable force. His rise from controversial fan reactions to becoming arguably the most dominant character of the modern era transformed his legacy completely. Once Roman embraced the role of the tribal chief, everything changed. The confidence, the aura, the storytelling, and the championship success elevated him into a completely different category of superstar. Because of that dominance, every championship opportunity involving Roman feels larger than normal. Fans remember his legendary battles with top stars who tried to take him down. Some came close. Others failed spectacularly. Yet Roman somehow continued surviving impossible situations, proving repeatedly why WWE positioned him as the face of an entire generation. Now, attention turns toward what could be his next defining championship encounter. Rumors have intensified surrounding a massive title match involving Roman Reigns and a rival capable of creating both emotional drama and physical intensity. WWE appears focused on building something meaningful rather than rushing Roman into another random title defense. If history has proven anything, it is that Roman's biggest matches are rarely just about championships. They become deeply personal battles built on respect, betrayal, power struggles, or unfinished business. That formula has helped WWE create unforgettable moments around Roman's career. Every major rivalry involving Roman seems to carry enormous emotional stakes. Whether facing former allies, bitter enemies, or rising challengers trying to prove themselves, Roman has consistently found ways to make fans emotionally invested. This next championship match appears no different. The rumored direction suggests WWE wants Roman involved in a feud strong enough to headline a major event and create long-term excitement. The opponent being discussed brings credibility, popularity, and enough star power to realistically challenge Roman's dominance. Fans have already begun debating online whether this could finally be the superstar capable of changing Roman's destiny. But defeating Roman Reigns has never been simple. One of the reasons Roman became such a dominant figure is because challengers often struggle to overcome not only his physical abilities but also the psychological pressure surrounding him. Roman knows how to control moments. He knows how to manipulate situations. He thrives under pressure and rarely allows emotions to overwhelm him inside the biggest matches. That confidence makes him dangerous. Any superstar stepping into a championship match against Roman immediately faces enormous pressure. Expectations become overwhelming. The spotlight grows brighter. Every mistake feels bigger. Roman understands exactly how to capitalize on weakness, which is why many talented challengers eventually failed despite entering matches with momentum. Still, WWE fans believe every reign eventually reaches a breaking point. Could this next championship challenger finally become the one capable of stopping Roman Reigns? That question has become one of the hottest topics in wrestling conversations. Supporters of Roman believe the tribal chief still has unfinished business and plenty of dominance left inside him. They argue Roman remains WWE's biggest star and still delivers whenever the spotlight becomes brightest. Opponents, however, believe the time has finally arrived for a major shift at the top of WWE. A new champion would instantly reshape the company. Roman's next championship match carries significance beyond just a title. It represents the future direction of WWE storytelling. If Roman wins again, his legendary status grows even larger. Another victory would continue strengthening his argument as one of the greatest champions of the modern era. But if he loses, WWE immediately enters a new chapter with massive implications for everyone involved. The emotional aspect of Roman's next rivalry could become especially important. Some of Roman's best matches happened because personal emotions elevated the conflict. Fans love seeing Roman tested emotionally just as much as physically. A championship feud built around betrayal, loyalty, revenge, or family tension would instantly create stronger audience investment. WWE has always understood how valuable emotional storytelling becomes when Roman Reigns is involved. That is why speculation around his next title match feels so exciting. Every stare down, every confrontation, every promo segment matters more when Roman stands in the middle of the story. Fans carefully analyze every appearance, searching for clues about who might challenge him next. WWE knows exactly how to create anticipation, especially when Roman's championship future becomes uncertain. The build-up itself could become just as important as the match. Expect heated confrontations, verbal battles, physical attacks, and dramatic moments as WWE slowly reveals the full picture surrounding Roman's next major title defense. Whoever steps into this opportunity will need confidence, resilience, and the ability to survive under enormous pressure. Because stepping into the ring with Roman Reigns changes everything. Championship opportunities against Roman are career-defining moments. Superstars either rise to another level or collapse under the weight of expectations. Roman has built a reputation for exposing weaknesses, silencing doubters, and reminding everyone exactly why he became one of WWE's biggest stars. But no reign lasts forever. That reality creates even more anticipation for what happens next. Is Roman preparing for another historic championship victory? Or is WWE finally setting the stage for a superstar ready to dethrone the tribal chief once and for all? Fans will not have to wait forever to find out. As more details emerge surrounding Roman Reigns' next major WWE Championship match, excitement continues growing across the wrestling world. The anticipation feels real. The pressure feels enormous. And the potential consequences could reshape WWE's future in dramatic fashion. One thing remains absolutely certain. Whenever Roman Reigns enters the championship spotlight, the stakes become bigger, the emotions become stronger, and the wrestling world stops to watch. His next major title match is already beginning to feel like one of WWE's biggest upcoming stories, and fans everywhere are preparing for another unforgettable chapter in the Tribal Chief's legacy. Absolutely no regret for her actions. In fact, she looked almost satisfied by the destruction she had caused. The crowd remained divided, with some fans shocked by the level of violence while others reacted loudly to Rhea's dominant statement. Love her or hate her, one thing became very clear: Rhea Ripley had sent a terrifying message to the entire women's division. Medical staff rushed to check on Liv Morgan as Raw cameras focused on the emotional aftermath. Fans watching around the world immediately began speculating about the severity of the injury. Social media exploded with reactions as viewers debated whether Liv Morgan would be able to recover quickly or if this attack had completely changed the future of her career. Questions started flooding in instantly. Was this the end of Liv Morgan's momentum? Would she return stronger than ever? Or had Rhea Ripley permanently shifted the balance of power? The rivalry between these two superstars has never lacked intensity, but this moment felt different. It crossed a line that many people never expected. Rivalries in WWE are built on conflict, competition, and emotional storytelling, but this steel chair attack pushed things to another level entirely. It felt personal in a way that could only lead to even bigger consequences. For Liv Morgan, this moment could become a turning point. WWE history has shown time and time again that setbacks can create stronger comebacks. Superstars who suffer brutal attacks often return with a renewed sense of purpose, hunger, and revenge. If Liv Morgan eventually recovers and comes back looking for payback, the WWE Universe could witness one of the most emotional rivalries in recent memory. As for Rhea Ripley, her actions on Raw proved once again why she remains one of the most feared and dominant forces in WWE today. She didn't just attack Liv Morgan. She sent a warning to anyone thinking about standing in her way. Ruthless, dangerous, and completely unpredictable, Rhea Ripley reminded the wrestling world exactly why she thrives in chaos. The bigger question now becomes what happens next. WWE officials may have serious consequences to consider after such a violent attack. Liv Morgan's condition remains a major concern, and fans everywhere are waiting for updates about what this means moving forward. Whether this moment becomes the beginning of an even bigger war or the shocking conclusion to a painful chapter remains to be seen. One thing is certain: Raw on May 22, 2026 delivered a moment nobody will forget anytime soon. The image of Rhea Ripley standing over Liv Morgan after that vicious steel chair assault has already become one of the most talked about moments in WWE conversation. Fans are emotional, divided, and desperate to know what comes next in a rivalry that may have just reached its most dangerous level yet.